Hi, my name is Zheng, and I am a biology major, and this is my first year Monroe research project, which was inspired by the course Animal Behavior that I took my first semester at William Mary. I used nesting cameras fixed on 4 pairs of breeding osprey in different locations on the eastern coast of the United States to evaluate their reproductive success and health. Osprey are considered indicator species, which means that their quality of health is a great indicator of the overall health of the coastal ecosystem in which they live in. The reason why they're considered indicator species is because the diet is 99% fish. So if the fish aren't healthy because of water pollutants, for instance, the osprey population is likely to have a hard time reproducing and being healthy as well. I use 3 different factors to assess reproductive success and health quality, which were the number of surviving chicks, number of fish hunted per hour, and approximate hatch dates for each chick in each location. So this project took place during the first 3 weeks of July 2021. I watched each of the nesting cameras at specific times, which were 6 to 6:30, 12 to 12:30, 5 to 5:30, and 10 to 10:30. I used the 4 different locations of Saratoga Bay, Florida, Gloucester Point, Virginia, Kent Island, Maryland, and Oceanville, New Jersey for my 4 different locations, and there's photos of them with the nesting sites of each of the chicks that I took on the first day. And I'm blocking, so I will move my camera so you guys can see that the chicks at Gloucester Point, Virginia and Saratoga Bay, Florida are actually much older than the ones at Kent Island and New Jersey. For estimating the approximate hatch dates of the chicks, I used photo references to age them, and then estimated the hatch dates from these ages. This chart is excellent at showing each of the growth stages of osprey, and I estimated their age range on July 1st, which is the first day that I started watching them. The chicks at Gloucester Point, Virginia and Saratoga Bay, Florida were estimated to be over 60 days old because they were able to fly. And the chick at Kent Island, Maryland was in the 0 to 10 days age range since it was clear it was a hatchling and there was another egg waiting to hatch in the nest as well. The chicks at Oceanville, New Jersey were estimated to be 10 to 30 days old, although they were much closer to 30 days than 10 days. And these estimates put the Gloucester Point, Virginia and Saratoga Bay, Florida at the end of April to the beginning of May as approximate hatch dates, which is earlier than the average breeding timeline of osprey. The pair at Oceanville, New Jersey bred on the timeline of an average osprey, which spans from hatching at the end of May to the beginning of June. However, the pair at Kent Island, Maryland were later than usual, which shows poor health in the parents. There are many studies that have correlated a higher quality of health in earlier breeding because later pairs are often constrained by resources or mate selection, and it's indicative of poor health, quality of health in general. Having better or higher quality of health allows for earlier breeding in the best nesting locations and a better pick of a mate from a larger population size. Next, I counted the number of fish that I saw them eat on camera and was able to calculate the number of fish hunted per hour. I displayed it into 2 graphs. One shows the number of fish hunted per hour for each date, and one shows the average number of fish hunted over all 3 weeks. The average number of fish hunted per hour were very similar for Gloucester Point, Virginia and Saratoga Bay, Florida, and they nearly hunted and consumed 1 fish every 2 hours. On average, the osprey at Oceanville, New Jersey hunted and consumed a little less than 1 fish per hour, which makes sense since the chicks are in their prime growth stages. However, the average for Kent Island, Maryland is fairly low and could reflect a lack of food and maybe potentially failed hunts as well. Finally, each of these breeding pairs raised 2 chicks, but Kent Island, Maryland. There was another egg in the nest that never hatched over the course of the 3 weeks that I was watching these cameras. This demonstrates poor health again, since the egg failed to hatch for a reason. Ultimately, my research shows that there may be a cause for concern for the quality of the ecosystem around Kent Island, Maryland, but more research is needed to say for certain. This breeding pair demonstrated poor reproductive success and poor health qualities. However, I still only watched 1 breeding pair rather than a representative sample. A larger study should be done with a representative sample to draw further conclusions. Thank you for listening to my research project, and I hope that you've taken at least a little bit of interest over the welfare of ospreys, since they help indicate the overall quality of health of aquatic ecosystems. Thank you.